sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets show their signs as the cards and stars combine. Ancient wisdom flows through time. Cards reveal the grand design. Om Namah Shivaya divine. Let the cosmic rhythms align. Om Shanti Om.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Michelle Marie, and I'm the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. You can find me at astrologicaltarot.com. I am a Vedic and Western astrologer, as well as a tarot and oracle card reader, and you can find my information again at astrologicaltarot.com. So welcome back to the show. Please drop your sun, moon, and ascendant signs in the live chat with your questions. You can let me know what city or state you're streaming from as well. But know that we are officially live. This is a highly charged Monday, July 20th, 2026. And if you're here for no nonsense astrology, like I got to give it to you guys without the fluff, deep spiritual tracking, personal live tarot, answers to your questions, you are at the exact right place at the exact right time. If you're tuning in from the United States, which is most of my audience, you know the energetic and literal temperature is at an absolute boiling point. You don't have to be the frog in the water being slowly boiled. At this point, you should feel it. There was a massive heat dome and that kept energy grids on high alert. There were also a lot of tectonic shifts going on, including here in Mexico. And that happened throughout the United States. And the cosmos is forcing a collective rewrite through all of this. So before we look at the major headlines that are matching the transits this week, I want to anchor our minds in a beautiful quote that I looked up from Swami Sivananda Saraswati, who's one of my favorite gurus, and I follow him as part of my spiritual practice. I was part of his organization. So he said, put your heart, mind, and soul even into your smallest acts. This is the secret to success. Because no matter how wildly the worldly storms blow, your inner nature remains pure, untouched, and absolutely divine. You are the architect of your own peace. So remember that the news is just global weather. You are a sovereign master of your internal house, and how you choose to react to it determines the level of your soul growth. So let's break down exactly what the planets are doing this week and how it's hitting US, global alliances, and how you can ride this way like an absolute pro. Because I don't know about you, but here in Mexico, we got a lot of earthquakes, we got some blackouts, we got a lot of things in place that really shook us up a little bit and made us rethink. Now, Mexico's ascendant's getting hit by the eclipses, so I was prepared for this, but it's very interesting. So let's just go into the week. So we kicked off the week yesterday with a Saturn in Pisces throwing a heavy restricted third house aspect on Mars in Taurus. Now, Mars in Taurus rules our physical bodies, our material resources, and vital trade lines. So while Saturn brings institutional boundaries and the freeze frames for Mars's activity. So this is the reality check for us all. This transit perfectly mirrors the dangerous new phase of the US-Iran war. I called this 2 years ago. I found the post that I did, but I said Iran's the first major country that's going to feel the effects of the second Trump regime, which didn't make me very popular here, but I called it. It's there. You can go back to my Instagram and look it up. But over the last few days, the military strikes on commercial shipping through the vital Strait of Hormuz have dominated the wires, leaving global supply chains and maritime energy routes under severe distress. And again, this is caused by that eclipse in Dhanishta that rules wealth. When Saturn blocks Mars, it represents literal bottlenecks in global resources and high-stakes international brinksmanship. So we can expect more of that this week. Now, we also have Jupiter in Cancer opposite Pluto in Capricorn right now today. So Jupiter in Cancer, he expands divine protection, safety nets, emotional needs of the people, because that's the house of the mom, what makes us feel warm, that comfort food, sleeping in, having friends over. That's Jupiter in Cancer. It feels so good. While Pluto in Capricorn forces deep structural deconstruction, the top-down corporate executive power. So what does that look like for us now? Here's the reality check. When we see this friction playing out right now on the home front, we need to take action, because civil rights groups have taken a lot of administration in federal court over severe sweeping domestic child care and family assistance funding restrictions. I know a lot of people who rely on this, so it's something that we need to pay attention to. And at the exact same time, there's a massive international controversy erupting around leaked documents aligning the sensitive U.S. asylum data, and that was shared directly through foreign adversaries. And I'm getting this through AP News Media. I was a journalism teacher, so you can rely on those sources as well. This opposition is an ultimate clash between humans' right protection, so all of our protections as humans, and aggressive executive surveillance control. The surveillance control will win, so pick a country that you feel comfortable in. Now, finally, we are going to get some mental relief this week, because on Friday, Mercury will officially end its retrograde cycle. Give them a few days to catch up before, signing those contracts. Make sure to continue to dot those I's and cross those T's. But we will stay in a locked forward motion until October 24th. And all of that data confusion, garbled communication, technological static, everything else that we've been dealing with will start to finally untangle. I've been dealing this with emails, correspondences, everything else, even some legal stuff that Jonathan and I have been involved in. It's been very interesting. I'm very looking forward to the end of this cycle. So here's the reality check. Let's look at the direct station. It's already clearing the digital airwaves for us. The Department of Justice just announced that a massive operation in rapid cyber tracking to successfully seize over 1,000 major internet domains involved in unauthorized activities in the World Cup finish line. That was really interesting, because here in Mexico, the World Cup is huge. I put up a few videos about that. And what I learned was Spain won, and they're democratically owned, meaning they're not owned by a billionaire. So they literally went outside of the billionaire sports world and sent a message to us all, especially with Rahu and Aquarius, which rules democracy. And they said, teams do better under democracy, rather than billionaires trying to make their stocks go higher, or, pretending injuries and things like that on the field so that they can win in the various bets that they're making in Vegas. So the fact that Spain won makes me very happy. So anyway, Mercury direct is going to bring a swift logical cleanup from a lot of our communications, which is great, and our data frameworks as well. So then on July 27th, I'll be here next week to talk a little more about that. Saturn is going to turn retrograde in Pisces. So that will go until December 10th. And when the planet of karma shifts into reverse gear, the collective is forced to look backward. What have you been doing for the last 5-6 months? What would you do to revise that? Because the systematic fallout and dismantled safety nets, defunded programs, strict blockades, that's going to trigger a major period of institutional accountability and domestic review. So I know this energy feels a little intense, especially as we enter eclipse period next month, but there are a lot of Vedic spiritual prescriptions that you can use to keep your nervous system cool, calm, and protected. And Jonathan and I do these all the time. So if you want to ease the Saturn-Mars friction that's coming our way, especially if you are struggling with survival anxiety or financial stress caused by a lot of the global market disruptions, you can light a small lamp with sesame oil on Saturday evening and make a small donation to a local community kitchen or food bank. Another thing you can do with the Mercury direct alignment is you can clear out any lingering mental fog that you're experiencing and ground your analytical mind. And you can chant Mercury's seed mantra, and I'll give that to you now. Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Budaya Namaha. Om Brahm Brim Braum Sa. Budaya Namaha. Om Brahm Brim Braum Sa. Budaya Namaha. Another thing you can do for the Saturn retrograde protection mantra is you can build an immovable foundation of eternal peace before Saturn shifts into reverse. This is best done on Saturdays. This can help you connect to the ultimate grounding vibration that he creates because he rules the Muladhara chakra. So I'll give you his seed mantra. Om Pram Prim Pram Sa. Shanishwaraya Namaha. Om Pram Prim Pram Sa. Shanishwaraya Namaha. Om Pram Prim Pram Sa. Shanishwaraya Namaha. And I hope that helps you through the cycles this week. And again, I'll be getting more into the eclipses next month. So before I pull cards, I have a major announcement next week. So set your reminders and your alarms right now. Next week's show, my birthday, I'll be coming on half an hour earlier at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And so and I'm going to give you a full astrology breakdown for all 12 signs. I'm going to really focus on the eclipses because these are big ones. You do not want to miss it. Make sure to tune in early next Monday, again, 7:30 p.m. Eastern sharp, okay? Now that the astrology is known for the week, our spiritual armor is on, we're feeling empowered. Live chat is open. I'm officially asking you, put in your questions. Know that tippers get absolute priority. They get longer and deeper readings where we actually dive into your chart and the cards. I'll be rolling straight into free readings and in the exact order that they're received in lightning rounds. So if you do ask for a free reading, you have to stick around in the chat to receive it, and I will call on you, okay? So you can also drop your birth details, your questions in the chat. If you are not a previous client of mine, you can go to my site, astrologicaltarot.com. You can look up your rising sign. I highly recommend that first. You can also give me your moon or your sun, but definitely your rising. And that can help me add a little bit more of the astrology integration into the reading. Now, Vedic astrology is based on the real math in the sky. Western astrology is about 2,000 years old, and the calculations are a little off. I'm saying this as a former Western astrologer of 20 years. So if you go to my site, astrologicaltarot.com, put in your information, then I can probably give you a little bit better reading. If you're already a client, I've got you in the software, okay? So I can't wait to see what the universe has to tell you today, and I can't wait to say hi to all of you. Oh my goodness. So the lovely Venus is here. It's so great to see you, Venus. Welcome, my dear. And Cheryl is here. Good to see you, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. Okay, Cheryl, I got your question in. Some Patience is here. They say hello all. Lovely to see you, Some Patience. And Jonathan says hi, Some Patience. Yeah, he says hi to everyone. Hi, Jonathan. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then Rolina, I hope you're doing well as well, Rolina. Welcome to the show. Rose Blue, howdy from Texas. Lovely to see you, dear. And it is some planetary dodgeball right now. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, especially during the Pluto return. It really, it heightens everything, doesn't it? Garnet is here. Lovely to see you, Garnet. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I love that you love the quote, Some Patience. I do too. Okay, WIZ Clip, thank you so much. I got your, go ahead and get your question in. Steve is here. Blessed week to you as well. Thank you for joining us with your energy, Steve. Okay, Rolina, I'm getting your question in. Cheryl sent a PayPal. Okay, I'll look for that. And I got your question in. Oh, Iran proxies have closed the Red Sea. Yes, that's what this is all about. It's a bit of a Gandanta that we're in. They call that a spiritual knot. Okay, Maria Scorpio, I will put you in the list, but you need it. Oh, okay, I got you. I'll put you, starred you, but you're going to have to stick around. All right. Let's see. And Soup Sir says, this is the first world, act like it. I totally agree. I mean, we need to realize the fact that we are the first world and all of the energy is getting sucked out of us. I realized this in 2008 when they collapsed the middle class, because I just got out of college and I was in the job market, and they fired half the school, the teachers, and put 60 kids in the class, and then started bringing in workers from foreign countries with no certifications. And this was in all of the rural areas of Pierce County where I was living. It really sucked. You know, we're a first world nation, and we were teachers and nurses and, you know, firefighters and police officers. We were the middle class that were standing in the gap for a huge part of society, and they just collapsed the whole system. So I'm right there with you. Some patients, you put a question in the coffee app. I'll go ahead and star you. Okay. Harita, welcome. It's good to see you, my dear. Okay, some patients, I got your question. And then thank you, Venus, for reminding everyone. Go to Astrological Tarot to Gata to look up your Vedic your placements. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Dee, welcome. You're welcome to ask your question. Let's see. Oh, Sybil's here. Good to see you, Sybil. Welcome, welcome. Rachel's here. Lovely to see you, Rachel. Do you know about Babaya's basket? Do you know this, sweetie? Rose Blue, you're welcome to share. No, I do not. Okay. Okay, so I do want to get to some of your questions. Let me go to. Do you guys have the links in the chat? Are they pinned for you? If not, I can go ahead and put those up. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Oh, wow. Yeah, since the blackout in Mexico, you guys, I mean, I'm talking blackout, like no electricity, no nothing. All of my electronics basically just went back to reset settings. It was very interesting. But yeah, we've had a lot of seismic activity here in Mexico. I'd love to hear about what's going on in your area, but it's been very interesting. I'm just doing my 2-factor authentication here so I can get those links up for you guys. Again, I normally do this beforehand, but we've been in a bit of a blackout period here in Mexico. We had a number of earthquakes. The worst one was south of us. But there were a bunch of 4s and 5s, like up and down the plate. And it's been very interesting to navigate. So I know that you guys had the heat dome in the United States. There's a lot of other things going on. But here it was definitely the earthquakes. Those were a big thing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my links in the description. Now know that I do give more priority to people who tip because I have a fridge. There we go. And I'll go ahead and there we go. So that's in there. James, good to see you. Welcome, James. Yeah, you tipped through PayPal. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tag you, my dear. And Rolina, you are tapped. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you for the glass rose. That's very sweet. Okay. Alex is here. Lovely to see you, Alex. I hope you're doing well. And you'd like to be on my reading list, go ahead and ask your question, Alex. And then Rose Blue, all 4 planets looks like a basket. I spelled the name. Oh, okay, I know what that is. They call it buckets in Western astrology. I have that in my chart where I'm at Aquarius and the rest are in a bucket. Yeah, so the basket happened. Okay, so the next COVID is going to be after November of 2029, if that's what you're worried about, Rose. But that Rose Blue, that's what we got from in the Vedic astrology community. You don't think the link is working, at least on your end. Which link, my love? The PayPal link. Interesting. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, the people are paying on PayPal. I got 3 people who paid on PayPal. So it's PayPal, Astrological Tarot on PayPal. So, okay, guys. Yes, Susan, welcome. You can ask a question. Lovely to see you, dear. Oh, okay, sounds good. I'm happy to be here. You have a lovely energy. Oh, thank you, dear. I appreciate you. Welcome to our little tribe. Okay, you want some angel messages. I got you, honey. All right, Alex, we got you. Oh my goodness. So let's go ahead and get into our lovely questions. Our first tipper is the lovely, of course, it's Rachel. Rachel, go ahead and ask your question, dear. And then we have James, and then we have Cheryl. Okay. And then after that, we have some patients. Okay. Cheryl. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to have a meeting with you too. I mean, I love getting into your all's charts. It is so much fun. I spend hours and hours and hours on it. I'm not kidding. I absolutely love astrology. And Jonathan can say, like, when we moved here to Mexico, we had 2 suitcases. One of them was all of my books. The rest were just like the basic clothes that you would bring in a carry-on for both of us. Because I'm like, I don't care about anything else. I care about this. And I mean, obviously you can get books in digital format, but it was all my notes and my notebooks and everything else. And so I'm a little passionate about it. So I tend to go pretty deep. And Maria, you are on the list, my dear. You just have to be patient because we go through tippers first. Okay, my dear? Okay, Miss Rachel is first. I had a very strange nightmare last night about Lucifer. Okay. Jonathan and I just showed Jonathan. Tell them I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let Jonathan tell you the conversation we had just before the show. I'm dead serious.
Well, we were talking about
the nightmare.
A nightmare that we sort of shared.
The painting.
Oh, you go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, long story short, there's a painting called Nightmare. And it was the first time that I recognized demonic energy in its physical form when I was in college. And so it was literally called The Nightmare. Sorry, I'm just trying to refocus. And you can look it up. But it features an incubus demon sitting on a woman's neck along with the horse form of a succubi. And they're sucking the energy out of the woman, but it's a more like Christian context of the concept. And if you look at the actual mythology or meaning behind it, it's very interesting. And we were just having this discussion from like an art history class that I took when I was in college, and like we were looking at the painting and like giving our own metaphysical opinions on it based on Vedic stuff that we've read. And now you're asking about a nightmare regarding demonic energy. So I just think that's very interesting. I think that what you're dealing with is a lot of grief. Okay. Obviously, you are still overcoming the loss of your baby. And that's going to put a lot on your plate, sweetie. You know, it's going to be a year next month, but it carries with you forever. You know, it's not something that you can just walk away from. But in your case, you are a very strong soul, and that particular soul was here to teach you something. Okay, my dear, you are a beautiful person, and I've got some really good energy for you. You are not going to believe this. Okay, Rachel, you are definitely tuned in. Okay, the first card I got was, I got 7th house. 7th house tells me, again, they're trying to push a relationship your way. They've been doing this for the last few months. I kept bringing this up in various readings. They really want you to focus on this aspect of yourself because it is going to bring some comfort in this area. These are people that can teach you how to mirror what's going on within yourself and then reflect upon it. The one thing I really appreciate about my relationship with Jonathan is, even though, we're brahmacharya, we are a spiritual relationship and have been for 11 years this November, yay. We like marriage relationship. We're brahmacharya, we're spiritual, we're like best friend roommates that love each other like to death. So this tells me that relationships can come in different forms, meaning they don't have to be what other people standardize. So this is something that you need to look for, someone to be a mirror in your life, someone to really help you see yourself outside of yourself, especially when you're going through grief, because that can blind us from what we're really trying to overcome in a human body, in a human experience. Okay. Once you do that, I got the Six of Wands. This is victory card. Take your applause. I'm getting that there might be something coming your way music-wise that's going to give you a lot of endorsements, a lot of recognition and success. I think it was, the absolute height of public recognition, conquest, and unapologetic celebration of personal supremacy may be coming your way. The quote that comes to me is Veni Vidi Vici. It was Julius Caesar. I came, I saw, I conquered. So there's something in your life that you're working toward and to, and you have spirit on the other side helping you do it. Now, this is the person I think is coming into your life. I keep getting this over and over again with readings for you. So you need to look out for someone with these characteristics, okay? King of Wands. This is the king. He has a flame-shaped crown in the original tarot. He's very visionary. He's an inspired authority. He's the ultimate executive. He's kind of a corporate or military titan. He has mastered his fire and directed his empire toward total authority. So, you can get, this is the master of an empire. And I think it was Al Capone that said, you can get much further with a kind word and a gun than you can with a kind word alone. So this is someone who's literally carrying fire on him. This represents a consummate ruler of his domain. He's charismatic, he's authoritative, and he's very fiercely practical on how power operates. And so this is kind of the energy that I see are in and around you. That's a little more positive. This is what you need to be careful of. You said Lucifer, correct, my dear? I got the devil. You can't make this up, spirit. So you are tuned in. Now, the horns on the devil, this is on his chest, they represent an inverted pentacle. That's perverted sovereignty, because it's bondage, temptation to false authority. It's people who put the material domain above the spiritual, meaning these are people that put greed over family. Like money is thicker than blood for these people. We're talking about people that do not care about familial alliances or empathy or what's best for other people. They're just thinking what I want right now. Be careful of this energy, because you are picking up on it. This is trickery. It's lust, it's negativity, it's challenges that could arise against you, because these are people that are addicted to the physical world and senses. This is a shadow. So, know that pain becomes power when victimhood is rewarded, and stay wary of emotional manipulation, dependency, and energetic bondage in and around you. Because the bonds of Maya, which is the world that we're living in, are incredibly strong, and lust and gold bind the soul, and know them for what they are. They're shadows. They lose their power over you once you see the truth behind them, the illusion, the glittering illusion, okay? So if you understand the nature of temptation and the physical limitations that are standing in your way, you can take that chain around your neck, or in this case, the strings, and begin to cut them, okay? So you're going to be okay, but you need to avoid people. Like Charles Manson was born a few months after Donald Trump. Donald Trump was born during the Jyeshta eclipse, and then the Jyeshta new moon eclipse. He was full moon. So full moon is like in your face, big orange moon. Hi, I'm here. Hi, I'm a demon. Lovely to see you. All of us have demonic qualities. It's a thing. That's why we're all on Earth. We have demonic, human, and deva qualities, and we all come in different names and forms based on those qualities, right? Trump was jumped by a demon at birth, and that's who he is, and he's just projecting that. The shadow side to that is a new moon eclipse, and that was Ted Bundy. And also Charles Manson was also born under an eclipse. So was Benjamin Netanyahu, so was Jeff Bezos, so was King Charles, so was Jeffrey Epstein, they're all born during eclipses. And so these are people whose souls got jumped, okay? So that's kind of maybe what you're feeling, what you're sensing. And I remember it was Charles Manson that said, I am the devil. I have come to do the devil's work. There is no law higher than satisfaction of my immediate desires. So if you come across people who are all about satisfying their immediate desires with zero empathy, sympathy, or concern for the people in and around them, then yes, you need to beware the devil, okay? That's the warning I got. Otherwise, you're doing pretty well. You're going to be recognized for your efforts. You're doing great in the Army. You're a super musician, and you're headed in the right direction. Just don't let those chains bind you down, okay? Because that is corrupted sovereignty. It does not represent who you are. And any bondage you give to it, know that it's voluntary. Okay, my dear? So don't let that misaligned power mess with you. Okay. Aaron's here. Good to see you, Aaron. And then Rachel says, is the person trying to harm me or just my shadow nature? He grabbed my hand, but I got away. It's both, dear, because people outside of us are mirrors of us. So it's something that you need to work on internally as well as externally, because that is what the divine is trying to teach you. Okay, my dear? Okay. Oh, and Oliver, I made tons of videos. You can go to my courses. I did a bunch on the eclipses. I predicted COVID. I predicted the election of Donald Trump. I predicted all of those things, all based on eclipses. So you are also welcome to take classes from my guru. Her name is Komilla Sutton. You can find her at komilla.com. And she is an amazing guru. She is been doing this for longer than I've been alive. And she has a lot of books out as well. So I highly recommend looking into that as well. And I work in tech, so I'm all about show me the proof, show me the proof. So I'm right there with you. And Jonathan says, hey, Aaron, great to see you here today. Say hi, Jonathan. Oh, we love you, Aaron. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear about the National Geographic stuff. Oh my gosh. And he says, I just got back from Colville helping my friend fish. That's so great. Oh, and no, that's not the only way to see it. You can actually, there's all of the stuff that I got, all the information is from numerous books I've read. You can look at the Upanishads, you can look at the Bhagavad Gita, you can look at, there's tons of books that I can send you, free PDFs that you can study yourself. Okay, my dear? And then Rachel says, thanks, Michelle. It took me 2 to 3 years to come out of my dreams. My third eye is way open. Oh my goodness. Well, you do have full sadhisati coming your way. So I'm glad that you're using that beautiful intuition, my dear. Oh, Maria, don't feel ugly. You're a beautiful woman. Okay. And then Aaron says, burning up. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And we heard about the heat domes and things too, right? The what? Oh, Colville. Okay. You guys are having your own conversation. Yeah. Love it. Okay. Oh, welcome, Mary Jana Ivan Slick. I'll get your question in. And then Rachel says, I'm just relieved the dream didn't have to do with Ollie, just work. Okay. Yeah. But the thing is, you have a King of Wands coming your way. This would be like a high levels, like someone with a big, you might be coming into a relationship with a superior officer. That's the main thing I'm getting, okay? It's going to help you through the stuff that your sibling and your mom are going to do in the next year, 2 years, which looks about 2 years from now, okay? All right. So let's get on to our next question. It is the lovely Sharon. Actually, no, is it James? Let me look. Make sure I get you guys in order here. It is James. Okay, let me get to your question, James. I'm doing this in order, you guys, so I appreciate your patience. Is the dental company reputable? Will I be happy with snap-on veneers? Oh, that's a good question. We actually had a friend here in Mexico get completely robbed by a clinic that cleared out after he was going to get a bunch of veneers done. He's like, I've always wanted a perfect mouth and this, that, and the other. And I actually gave him Saturn remedies because I have Saturn and Libra exalted and I've never had a cavity. And the man who raised me is the same way. Those are all my teeth. And so if you do service to the poor, if you donate, if you basically put your heart and soul into the elderly around you, those that are the least among us, you're going to have great teeth in your next birth. That's just what I tell people. Like, this is stuff that you can do actively right now because he's the karmic teacher and he rules our bones and teeth. So, okay. He can also give you a beautiful thick head of hair too. That goes with Yama too. His brother, which is god of death. All right. What's going on with this dentist? Oi. Now, there's a lot of scams going out in the dental world. I'll just start with that. We went through one with Jonathan. Okay, my dear, do not do it in the country. You need to go outside of the country to get it done. Really do your research there. Okay. The reason I asked that, my dear, is okay. First, I got Aries, which is look at it a little differently from a youthful perspective, something new, something fiery. This is telling you take action, put a little fire into it. Okay. The 8th house is using other people's resources. It's inheritances, but it's also major death, birth, and retransformation. Okay. So this will be an experience that will transform you, but you're not going to be happy with the outcome. Okay. If you get it done at the particular place that you're looking at right now. That's what I'm saying. I got the 6th house. This is service, work to others, things like that. So this is the image that they're giving me in my head. They're showing me a vision of you in a country where you're able to do some volunteer work or donations. And while you're there, you're getting all of your dental work done at the same time. This kind of creates a balance between the karmic teacher who rules teeth and bones and your own desire to cover what's going on. Okay. Veneers are not necessarily the permanent solution when it comes to health care and tooth care. You can actually get implants and other things as well in other countries. But the main thing that I would recommend doing is selfless service. And that's going to take care of a lot of your teeth problems. I know that sounds a little insane, but take it from someone who's actually done it. All my teeth, okay? I've done nothing but serve the collective. I do expect some returns so that people don't, they take what I'm saying seriously. It's kind of like, at a shelter, a woman told me, we don't just give away the kittens because they'll feed them to their pythons. I put a little bit of a door there, but you need to do a little more karma yoga, which is called seva, which is selfless service, and that will improve your oral care. This has worked for Jonathan because he has some teeth problems, and it has worked for him. So what I got was, this is the major energy that I got in and around the clinic. Okay, now this is something that I think you need to just kind of internalize. All right, I got 5 of Cups. All right, so she's sitting there and she's not very happy. This is about disappointment, setbacks. Okay. It was Frida Kahlo. She's huge in this area because I live in Mexico and I live in an area where a lot of, she and Guillermo did their murals. There's parks here dedicated to Frida. And she goes, I tried to drown my sorrows, but the bastards learned how to swim. And now I'm overwhelmed by this decent and good feeling. So that was her raw, honest look at emotional devastation, processing grief without hiding from the pain. So it's important that you move on from where you're looking Do not look into the veneers. Look into something a little more permanent, a little more lasting, a little more karmic, because our teeth are, and the rest of our bodies are projections of divine thought. And it's important that we do things that are more in alignment with that divine energy in order to align these parts of ourselves. Okay. And I'm speaking from experience. Once you do that, once you decide to take that extra step to give yourself to the collective, I got the chariot upright. So this is about mastery of the senses. And if you prepare and you move out of the region that you're in to get this done, but I'm also saying that if you do the karma yoga, you can do this in the place that you're living to. It could be 10% of your income to like a food bank in your area. It could be a women's shelter, something like that. It will help with the teeth. I'm speaking from experience, okay? I'm not. So it's, I mean, the mind is, it's very restless. It's very difficult to restrain, but it's subdued by practice of dispassion. And when the senses are mastered, these horses here of desire can be steered by the intellect, and victory is assured. So it's important that you channel your senses, you turn them into karma yoga, which is giving to the collective, taking that money and putting it into a resource or entity that is going to help others, and that is going to improve your dental health. Okay? That's the best advice I can give you. I know that's a little strange, but I do work in spirit, and that's where I'm coming from. Okay, my dear? Okay. Whew, I hope that was helpful. Now, Miss Sherol, you are next, my dear. It is lovely to see you here. And then James, Friday, your paradish about skin removal disappointment came true at my doctor appointment. Yeah. So, I'm sorry to hear that it didn't. Yeah. So basically, it's important that you don't allow yourself to get taken advantage of, okay, James, because a lot of medical practitioners are doing that. We went through that with Jonathan as well. Okay. Okay, Sherol is here. Mystic is here. Lovely to see you. Yeah, they cost a lot of money. They're saying don't do it. You'll be disappointed. Okay, my dear. Maybe go to another country or place to do it. Do a little research. You can also get an astrocartography reading from me, and I can look at where your ascendant lord lands in different countries and give you a place where you could literally travel to a place, have a nice vacation, you know, camp out in Bangkok or wherever you're at, and get all of the work done along with 24-hour care afterwards. And it costs way less than getting anything done in the United States. That's one thing I know about is Jonathan and I've lived all over the world my whole life. And so I've never really had a home. I just live everywhere. And so I know a lot about the medical systems and what country, basically anywhere other than the United States is a good place to get your stuff done. I wouldn't recommend certain parts of Mexico for dental, but especially Mexico City, but there are areas to get, to get other things done. So, oh my goodness. And let's see. And Rachel, don't worry about your mind. The King of Wands is a very sensual man. So if that's what happens, then you go for it. Just no judgment from me. All right, Sherol, my 2-year grudge my son's partner has against me is weighing heavy on me every day. I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetie. Is it daily meditation or something that I do to move on? I profusely apologize. I miss my 2-year-old grandson. Oh, I'm so sorry that that's happening to you, my dear. Oh, my goodness. My son's partner has against me. Okay. So, you know, one of the best things that you can do is talk to your in-law and say, look, you know, find a place that you know they like and meet them there. And you pay and just say, hey, let's clear the air. Can you tell me what you would like to see from me so that I can be a part of your life and maintain some kind of decorum with you? Just simply being open and being willing to empathize with what they feel like they're missing from the relationship can help. And if it doesn't work, it will tell you something about, where they're at. Okay. So let me pull a few cards from Spirit to kind of find out what's going on here. One of you is very businesslike and the other is very spiritual. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I got a couple of jumpers here. Okay. So there is some emotional immaturity that's getting in the way of stuff, and intellectualizing the situation, especially through a therapist or someone who can take their energy out of it, your day-to-day energy or reality with each other energy out of it can help quite a bit. The first card I got was Sagittarius. This is the card of healing, the insights to understand your situation. Okay, Cheryl, it's about getting to the heart of the matter, because when you look at the constellation of Sagittarius, it's aimed at the heart of the Scorpion, meaning the Scorpion represents all of our material desires and attachments. And what Danu, which is the archer, attempts to do, this would be like Arjuna in the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, is they tend to annihilate the sensory experiences so that we can enter into more spiritual ways of being and thinking. Okay. Then I got Capricorn. You got to treat this like a business relationship. You got to set some boundaries. You've got to come up with a system that works for both of you, a schedule, a daily task list. 2-year-olds require a ton of care, especially now in the age of technology. So it's important that you respect each other's boundaries, but make it as business-like as physically possible. So the major block that I saw, especially regarding, because again, this is a jumper, which tells me that this is highly charged. I don't have very many jumpers. I got the Page of Cups, but it came up reversed. This is a card of normal, like learning and curiosity and a lot of beautiful things that are going on. This tells me that the 2-year-old is going to be coming across maybe some learning difficulties, some other things that mom is maybe well aware of, but you're not. Okay. This voice of intuition is a little blocked because of emotional hypersensitivity around the situation between you and your in-law. So I believe it was, my emotions are too loud for my small skin, is the quote that they're giving me. And this is the shadow. It's very emotionally fragile. It's a dramatic person who gets easily overwhelmed by their feelings. And then when we do that, if we are overwhelmed by our feelings to where we can't get control of them, we can resort to childhood traumas or insecurity. That's how it shows up and how we interact with each other. So this is the shadow that's coming up in between you. You are triggering each other. So it's important that you look beyond this and you find, once you do that, you can find some clarity. I got the moon reversed. This is all about finding clarity. And the way to do that is there is a male in both of your lives, okay? This is a very King of Swords energy. This is very good. This is intellect, brainstorming. He's very diplomatic. He's a skillful negotiator. A lot of tech guys are in this category. So when you come across a master of objective systems, you can look at the injustice being feel like you're treating being unfairly, all these other things that are emotionally popping up, and then this person can actually provide some insight among them. It was Noam Chomsky who said, if we don't believe in freedom of expression for the people we despise, we don't believe in it at all. So it's important that you take your emotions out of the equation and you start looking at it from a more intellectual perspective. You create some real boundaries with each other so that you're not triggering each other. A lot of this comes from childhood insecurity from both of you. It's like your 2 children are fighting, is what they're showing me. You're both beautiful people, but you have these triggers and you're able to kind of bring them out of each other, and it's affecting your relationship with, your grandchild and everything else. So it's really important that you do a little deep dive, and the way to do that is to take your emotions out of it and see it from a purely intellectual perspective. And there is a male in the environment that can help you, that a masculine energy, I should say, because it could be a female with that masculine energy as well, but that's what I'm picking up on. Okay. Whew. All right, Secret Talks, lovely to see you. Okay. And you're welcome, James. I'm so glad that was helpful. Oh, and Cheryl says, in all honesty, it was my fault. She won't accept my apology. Okay, well, you know what? The fact that you tried to make amends, just give them some time. You know, some people just take time to heal. And the fact that you took fault for the situation tells me that you are willing to move forward in a way that what they need to hear is this, that you are willing to set boundaries so that it doesn't happen again. That's the main energy that I'm getting, because this is not a normal child. Okay, this is a child that needs a little extra care, a little extra attention. And they're just looking after the child. And you are too. And you're both on the same page, but you have very different parenting styles. And it's bringing up some of these childhood wounds. And that's the main thing that I'm picking up from you. I can also do a synastry chart if you ever get a reading from me and try to work with the both of you. But anyways, beside the point. All right. Oh, she had a traumatic life. You're the spiritual one. She's very young. Well, I can tell you that people come from trauma, they usually tend to go straight towards spirituality. So it's quite possible you can help each other if you're able to find some common ground. Okay. Okay. So let us go to, and Rolina, yes, you are first on the free list. Okay. And then Venus, can you go ahead and close questions? That would be great. And put yours in if you want me to answer one for you, dear. I spend extra time on you because you're the mob with the most. Let's see. So I got through the PayPal, and now we have lovely some patience. Okay. Are there messages from the brother? I know what the guides say. I should have shut up and minded my own business. Okay, so let me go ahead and look at the copy. This weekend, I found out my estranged brother, 13 years my elder, was found. Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. Found deceased. I'm emotionally fine. We mutually ignored each other's existence, but I went and opened my big fat mouth and offered to take care of legal issues and possess his belongings. Oh, my Lord. Okay, we'll see how that goes. You're like me. You're constantly trying to help everybody and do everyone's homework for them. I remember when I was in second grade, I got in huge trouble because I was, believe it or not, really good at math. I didn't think I was until I got out of my father's shadow, but I'm an amazing mathematician, like calculus level mathematician. And I didn't realize that until I got out of that, but I was told that I was crap, and everything else. And long story short, the image of that, the necessity of that made me want to do everybody else's homework for them so that I could go out and play and do everything else. So I would do other people's homework or classwork so that I could bring everyone out onto the playground and we could all play. So that's kind of the energy I get in and around you, is that you are a brilliant, beautiful soul, but you need to let other people do their homework, carry their own baggage, as my friend Marina would say. Anyway. But spirit could have a different take on it. Oh, they actually support it. Okay. Was your brother, was he supported at all throughout his life? Can you give me a little extra behind that? Because I'm actually getting some pretty positive cards for you getting involved. Not physically, but maybe mentally and legally. Let's do another here. Okay. There we go. Those are clear. Yeah. You and your brother are definitely soul connected. Really soul connected. Holy cow. Yeah, you're actually doing him a solid here. Was not expecting that. Mostly when especially with the Ketu Rahu placements, the eclipse placements right now, this area is about to get just defiled. And in your case, you're actually moving in the right direction. That is very interesting. Oh my goodness. So, okay, so his belongings are 3,000 miles away, so it means I'll be flying back to the West Coast. We're basically twins, except he's the oldest and I'm the youngest. Yeah, I can see that. Wow. And this is your biological brother. Is that correct? We're the only two that look like each other. Twins. Yeah. Wow. Okay, well, I got you helping him. He was supported by our mother. All my other siblings were not. You can't even tell our baby photos apart. Yeah. Okay. This is the relationship you have with your brother that's bringing this into fruition. Okay, some patients. Let me go ahead and put your question up. Wheel of Fortune. What you're doing for your brother is going to be helpful. You're actually going to right a lot of wrongs and find out a lot about the family stuff that's been going on behind the scenes that can help you attain more autonomy. 2, work with the people in and around you to establish his estate and make things work. Do not do this by yourself. Do not do this by yourself. Rely on other people to get his estate done with you in cooperation and in teamwork, because you tend to do everything yourself, my dear. Once you do that, this is the spiritual connection that I have between you and your twin. You are twin flames, but you were born in the same family in this birth. When I say twin flames, you are from the same star. You are from the same galaxy. You are from the same energy. That's why you look alike. That's why you think alike. That's why you are alike. Now, there was no romantic thing in this birth just because of the familiarity and you wanted to have that separateness, but I got the star. Okay. This is hope, renewal, and faith. It's an anchor of hope. So keep your gaze fixed on this star of hope, the divine light that is ever present to guide you out of your darkest night, and let your heart be poured out like pure water. It was Yogananda who said that. And this was all about absolute peace, alignment, she's naked under the heavens. She's open, she's bare, she's pouring inspiration back into the earth and sea. This was a huge spiritual soul-based twin star alignment that you had with your brother. Okay, the reason you feel this loss more than other people in the family is because in past lives, when you weren't related, you were lovers. You had a lot of relationships together, unions, alignments, and values. And in this birth, you chose to be separate through family so that you could experience life outside of your communion. So this is a higher union. This is a star union. I believe it was Christ who said that a new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you may love one another. In this higher love, the separate self dissolves. When you start to see your lover from many lives as your brother, your mother, your sister, your neighbor, your enemy, you begin to then, as a soul on the higher realms, begin to process, wow, I can have relationships with all of these different personalities and forms of divine energy, and yet still realize that we're interconnected. And that was the connection that you had with your brother, and what you came down here to teach each other. So they're on the other side doing their full inventory, talking to the higher self, which is the same as yours. That's what its twin flame is. And they're going to help you from the other side, and they're going to help you find your North Star in life, because again, you're sacrificing too much of yourself. At this point in your birth, you already know it. We've already talked about this, and that's the main energy that I got. Okay. Let's see. This is all interesting. I thought it was one-sided. No, it's very, very big on their side too. Divine Goddess, welcome. And then, are you watching me rolling my eyes? You're so funny. We might have missed. We worked on ignoring each other this time around. Yeah, that's exactly what Spirit said. Like they said, we got to keep them separate. Otherwise, they're just going to stay in Murcia Loca, like having babies and developing empires together. We got to keep them separate. We got to put them in the same family, because they're not going to operate outside of that, and help them graduate to the next level, because you two are each other's greatest successes but you're also the samskaras, or the chains that keep you here in Mrityaloka, which is the plane of death. You have to go up to higher planes of existence to live and learn, and being separate, you're able to do that. Okay. That's kind of a lot. Sorry. Oh, wow. They gave me a lot that time. Divine Goddess, lovely to see you. Getting your question in. New subscriber. Thank you. Thank you. You want a spirit card message? You're in. Okay. So our next lovely, let's see. Okay, so we got through the, okay, so now I'm going to go through YouTube. Rolina, can I know if Juris will reconcile with me? I'm a Scorpio. You got it, girl. Okay. And I have my South Node in Jupiter in Scorpio. I was told I was a bit of a mystic in a past birth, and I'm moving out of the material and into the spiritual, like fully in this birth, because I'm able to kind of like border two worlds. So I have a huge heart for Scorpios. I have very strong placements there, as well as Cancer and Pisces. So I pulled Pisces for you, of course. Oh my goodness. If you seek a spiritual, like they're telling me that you're seeking a spiritual relationship, something that's really, it goes beyond the physical experience. That's what you're looking for. That's what they're telling me, okay? Oh, okay. And then Aaron, you're next, because Juris did tip some stuff. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there are some issues in the relationship. I'm just going to start with that. But they can be mitigated if you're willing to put the work into it. And I'm talking about spiritual work, my dear. Okay, so here's the main thing that I'm getting. Let's see here. I'm just going to take care of this. I'm on 3 different channels, guys, so I appreciate your patience. Okay. All right, so Pisces, pay attention to your dream world. Pay attention to your spirituality. What is your higher self trying to tell you to do? Pisces also rules the 12th house of unseen things. Do not lead this relationship with your head, lead it with your heart, because they're saying that there's a little bit of dysfunction here, okay? Here's a dysfunction. I got the Page of Cups reversed. This is hypersensitivity. Emotions are really out there, okay? Don't allow the drama to make you feel overwhelmed or retreat into childhood trauma, okay? Because that is the main thing that I'm getting. Once you deal with the childhood trauma, what comes next is on the other side, I got the Ace of Swords reversed. Now, when I get the Ace of Swords reversed, when this is upright, it tells me that they're in direct alignment with what's intellectually going on. When it's upside down, it's intellectual blindness and deceit. So there are 2 ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. And so there's a shadow side where logic is distorted into, propaganda, cognitive bias, weaponization, information. One of you is not thinking clearly. And this is actually happening with a lot of young millennial and Gen Zs that I'm helping. The women are very democratic. They're very autonomous. They're, buying houses and stepping into individuality. Whereas the young men are still living with mom and dad. They're not really interacting with each other. There's a lot of mental illness in the community because they feel disenfranchised, and they take that out on women. So this is a big deal in the dating world, in the world of where, men feel like they need to have money and power and prestige and cars and houses and all these things to feel powerful. Whereas women, as long as they have a singular purpose and peace in their immediate environment, are much calmer. where we tend to be, I mean, as someone who does not own a home, a car, I don't have a lot in my life. I'm very content with just the simple things. Whereas men don't tend to work that way, especially these younger generations that are coming up. And so I'm seeing this mental and emotional illness come through in their relationship, where one person feels like they're not giving enough or doing enough because of a parental or authoritative figure in their life that they're comparing themselves to that doesn't exist anymore because the economy's been looted. So that's what I got. Once you understand this and you see that the justice system has changed, that the world has changed, that you'll be able to kind of see things from a more legal perspective. I know it's a little odd, but a way of looking at this on a karmic level rather than a emotional or mental level for the both of you. This card is all about accountability and ethics. So helping the wrong way will create karma for both of you, and balance accountability and right timing and being ethical will help. So I recommend, unless you want a huge assignment, just kind of stepping away, setting some boundaries, and looking for someone in your life that can provide a little more stability. Okay, my dear? That's so true. Oh, yes. Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate that. I'm so confused. I do love him. I don't know if I should wait for him. You don't wait for anybody. Jonathan, it's a love question. Now, he's the love of my life, you guys. You all know that. What do you have for Rolina? And our 11th wedding anniversary is coming up. So what do you think?
Okay, just to I'm the love doctor, is that what you're saying?
I love you.
I love you too. I hope that answered your question, Will.
Is there anything you'd like to give Rolina? From like a man, like she says that I'm confused. I do love him. I don't know if I should wait for him. A man does not, like, you waited for me for how long? 5 years?
A bit.
5 years this man waited for me.
Yeah.
5 years he waited for me.
So one thing that you need to disarm males when you're talking to them. By disarm, I mean get in their armor, make them put down the weapons and talk to you from their heart, okay? And the way that you do that is you just immediately start asking these questions and look them straight in the eye as you do it. And let them know, you can even say, I'm not kidding, I need you to be straight with me, I want you to talk with me about this.
Yeah, straightforward.
Just very straightforward, because most men don't expect that from women, as sexist as that might sound. Most guys expect women to sort of, creep in from the sides, ask about, what do you think about the weather? How's your garden? That shirt looks nice on you. Do you love me? So don't creep up on him. Just approach him, say, hey, I want to have a, if you get together for dinner or if you just hang out in the evenings or something, make it a special. I have a question I want to ask you. Don't worry about, what it is. I just want to talk about it. But let's have a coffee, meal, whatever, and get together and just be very honest and very open. And guys don't expect that.
Aw, is that why you love me?
Yeah.
Aw.
One of the many reasons, yeah.
Aw, okay. Well, we hope that was helpful, Rolina. Oh my gosh. Okay, she goes, you guys are so sweet. Wow. Oh, but you're welcome, dear. Oh my goodness. And she goes, I love that. I'll try. Hopefully he'll be willing to talk. Come back and let us know how it goes. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, Rolina, we hope that was helpful. Now we have the lovely Erin. Erin's back. Yay. So I'm guessing this is message from your guides. I didn't see your question. Let me look up a little bit. And you guys, we went to general reading. Okay, you got it. General reading. So everyone, Aaron Whitefoot, it's right down here. He has an amazing channel. He is a hunter and fisherman in the Yakima area. He is part of the tribes down there, and he has amazing videos regarding the hunt and everything else. He's also going to be featured in National Geographic, and he is the heart of his family and his tribe, in my opinion. That's just me. And Jonathan too, because we love talking about you and what you're doing. Okay, let's see. You guys have some stuff coming your way. Okay. Okay. I know this is a general, but there was something that Jonathan said the other day, and Jonathan he has native ancestry. It's Choctaw, which is actually part of the, is it Navajo Nation or Cherokee? Cherokee Nation. So he does have ties to native ancestry, and he and his wife, former partner, because you guys never got married, your former partner both worked with Northwest Tribes of Washington and, Duwamish and the small tribes of Washington and everything else. So long story short, we talk a lot about Aaron and what he's doing. And one thing that Jonathan said was, I've met a lot of tribal elders, and if this guy isn't made a tribal elder, they're insane, because you have all of the components of it, right? Yeah, he's nodding over here. So that's why I got first house. Okay, your guides want you to put your health, your body, everything that you are and represent first, because you are in alignment with divinity. You're physically in alignment with what we call karma yoga or seva, which is selfless pursuit of all of your actions. You do not do these actions with a consciousness of you. You do them for everyone else in the collective, to the point where it's actually detrimental to you. They're giving me a movie, excuse me. There's a young couple, they don't know what they're doing. You take them on a hunt. They shot, was it a ram? They shot an animal, and you almost died trying to get it, and they didn't even appreciate what you did. And that was spirit literally telling you, look, Aaron constantly sacrifices himself for dharma, which is the right thing to do. And sometimes he'll take inexperienced people out to do this. He is learning boundaries there, but he needs to spend more time on his physical body and well-being, because he is willing to sacrifice his own body for even the enjoyment of others. And this is an area that you need to work on. Okay? All right. There are going to be some issues in the family. I got the 10 of Cups reversed. This is not unheard of. There's a lot of stuff going on with the tribes and the new administrations. They're coming for everything. The reason they went after Iran and Venezuela, and they're going after Greenland and everything else, is because they want to steal the resources from native people or people that own the property at that time. Okay? It's important that you take a look at how your family is dealing with this information and try to create a try to bring them emotional fulfillment without getting your ego involved, because there's going to be some broken harmony. Maybe some things will be taken for granted. Parenting issues, communications, sadness in the family and the tribe. There's some people that are going to come against you, okay? Know that, all happy families are alike, but each unhappy family isn't happy in its own way. So it's important that any domestic dysfunction that's going on, don't hide it behind that facade or unrealistic emotional expectations. That's just going to bring out more broken generational ties. Try to see this from a perspective of unity, but know that it doesn't have to do with you. I mean, because this is huge, like their disintegration, like this beautiful rainbow should be upright. Okay, I made a post about one of our tribal leaders that got arrested. That will get everyone to come for me. That's nothing new. Oh, crap. So that's this. Okay, so don't allow the emotional angst of this to get to you. Okay, so I asked for the energy behind it. You can't make this stuff up, folks. I got the devil reversed. Okay, so this tells me that you're going to be able to take this devil by the horns and put him right where he belongs. Okay, you recognize the trap. You can see it ahead of time. This is about liberation, breaking multi-generational chains that are toxic. You're breaking the devil's work. Okay, no amount of support can fulfill an empty soul. So if there are any people in and around you, know that you are breaking addiction patterns. You're releasing a lot of desire-based bonds, whether they're, Sattvic, which are pure in nature, Rajasic, which are passionate, or Tamasic, which are, out of ignorance. Regardless of what their bonds are, they're bonds, and you're here to break the chains. You're here to go, this is the reality. This is what we're dealing with. See the writing on the wall. See who we are. Own it. Okay? So it's important that you don't give in to the corruption. Stand firm. Okay, my dear, that's the main thing that they're showing me. Now, you're probably not going to like this next card, but it is going to free you. All right? This is a bit of a solution card. This is all about planning, courage, contemplation. Strong people push through storms. We get through it faster than people who run from it. I'm standing firm. Awesome. Okay, that's great, Erin. So know that you're vision forming. This is you vision forming. This is what all spiritual leaders do. This is all about visionary expansion. We chose, like it was John F. Kennedy who said, we chose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, not because they're easy, but because they're hard. You chose the hard path. I can see you literally going up and down that mountain in shower shoes, rescuing things and doing things that are just impossible to the rest of us. Like, how did he do that? It's like Superman stuff. This is you planning, preparing. The leader, normally, she's got a globe down here. Okay. They're planning expansion. They're looking at the human capabilities of their environment, and they're choosing to expand what they can do rather than get fearful, because when we're fearful, we retract. We become fearful. We're one-minded. We become dogmatic. No, this is the only way. This is the only way. And that's a very fear-based response to change, where you are very expansive. You're able to see things from a broader lens of thought. One of the best, okay, you guys want to give me this parable? All right. One of the best things that I saw, where I grew up in a lot of places, but around chicken coops during storms, I noticed that we would have to take the chickens and put them into separate nesting areas before the storm came. Otherwise, especially if they were a different species from each other, they would peck each other's eyes or feathers out and cause a lot of damage to each other, especially storm, lightning, things like that happened. So that's the chicken on the ground experiencing the storm. And then I realized when I moved to Washington State and Alaska and other places, there were these beautiful bald eagles. And I noticed that like they were up in the trees all night. They'd come down and fish. I just pay attention to them. Sometimes they'd land on our deck and like with a giant salmon and be ripping into it. And I just love these eagles. But I realized that when we had these lightning and thunderstorms, they'd all disappear. Like they'd be gone. And so I looked up, what do eagles do during storms? And what they do is they literally spread their wings out. They don't even flap them. They rise above the atmospheric bilayer, above the storm. They allow the storm to literally help them rise up, and they sit in the calm place just above the storm until it passes. And then once they see the storm pass, they descend down again. That's you for this tribe. You're able to stay out of the drama. You're able to keep the chickens who are tearing each other apart on the ground in check. So it's important that as you plan your way forward, that you do not allow those chickens to pluck out your beautiful eagle feathers, and you see the importance of yourself as a part of this tribe. If they don't see it, go create your own, but you are a leader. Is there anything you want to add to that, babe?
Sums it up.
Sums it up. All right. I hope that was helpful, my dear. And then I'm sorry about the tribal leaders. Kaylee's here. Lovely to see you. And then Jonathan says, my family has a saying, no good deed goes unpunished. Yes, I agree with that. Bora Bora, lovely to see you. I wait for the guides to give me signs. I've been seeing a lot of hummingbirds and butterflies with unique colors. That's beautiful. That's flicker energy. That's very common during July. That is the spiritual animal of this month. But definitely look up the different colors and signs on, Google, whatever platform you have, and look into that. I love that. That is awesome. Amazing. All right. Awesome. Look for feathers too, because you might find a beautiful one, my dear. Okay. And Nidsing, you can be added to the list if you tip, but questions are closed for now. And Kaylee's tuning in while folding laundry. It's lovely to see you, my dear. I love the little yak at the laptop for your profile picture. That's so cute. Okay. So WZY clipped. I didn't get a question for you, but you sent some gems. You are welcome to ask a question. And then let's see, Divine Goddess, you sent some gems. Thank you so much. Can I get a spirit card message? Yes, you may, my dear. Go ahead and pull some cards for you. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, we love you too, Erin. It's so lovely to have you. Yeah, just see yourself as an eagle above those chickens. That's the image they just gave me. I've lived in rural places, suburban places, cities. I mean, I've lived everywhere. When you don't have like a home, you get to meet a lot of different people and have a lot of different experiences and jobs, and it's interesting. The longest place I lived was when I was getting my college education. And I'm still getting it, but it's just digital now. Oh my goodness, Divine Goddess. Divine Goddess, are you going through some legal issues? You can let me know if you're comfortable in the chat. If you're going through some legal stuff. Oh, and Jane says, did the earthquake affect you? We had a city blackout. So yes, it did. We had multiple earthquakes. There were 4s and 5s all the way up until the 7 in the south of Mexico. But yeah, there were tons of earthquakes. And I think because Ketu is on the ascendant of Mexico, we can expect some drama between August and January, the first and next eclipses. Okay, you said serious, yes, at workplace. I've asked them to work on my salary. Okay, thank you so much. But nothing legal as such. There's some stuff going on with your work. Let me see. You guys give me I just got a little bit of a movie. Okay. Let me just... They're pointing me in another area for you, Divine Goddess. Nothing serious. Okay. There is something going in and around you. I have no idea what the gems are. I will look that up, Venus, and you're welcome to ask a question, my dear, just because, you are the mod with the most. Yes, I emailed them my salary slip and asked them to raise my pay. So let's go ahead and look at that. I'm going to retrain these cards because they show me about a relationship dynamic that's happening in and around you, and you didn't ask that question. So, okay. I got that things are going to go well. That's good regarding the job because that's the direction you're pushing me in. The other stuff that they had me focused on was different. You're always welcome to ask that next time when it comes up. Hasn't happened yet. It's going to be a little drama in the love department in your family. Yeah, they love that you're practical. You're willing to take risks. You work your butt off. Okay. This is the shadow Pisces. Okay. So I got 4 wands. Okay. So they want me to join from August. The guy, he has a legal issue going on. Don't get involved right now. That's what they told me. Like, I got lovers reversed. I got a bunch of stuff. Like, don't get involved with this guy. Okay. That was what your guide said. Like, that was the first reading that I got. And they were like, girl, run. Like, not right now. Focus on your career. Focus on this promotion. Don't have anything to do with that guy right now. Okay? All right. Focus on the job. This is the good part. Okay? Okay. Yeah, that's why I picked up on the energy. Do not get involved with this guy. I got justice reversed. I got a bunch of bad cards for this person in your life. Do not get involved with them right now. I'm not saying forever, but I'm just saying right now, their current state of mind and what they're dealing with, do not jump into that cesspool because it's going to keep you away from this beautiful blessing you're getting from work. This is where your energy needs to be. Okay, my dear? So the message that you're getting is Four of Wands energy. This is all about celebration. It's building a foundation. You know, a man who doesn't spend time with family is not a real man. I think it was Don DeVito Corleone from The Godfather who said that. And so you spend, like, your work is family. Like, you put so much into this that it's like, it's kind of it's a very connected process for you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, don't get involved. I know you love him, but don't do it. So then I got Taurus. So I got good. If you're building a foundation, this is going to really help your savings account. Build that up. Ask for that raise. You're good to go. Okay. They like the fact that you are willing to take risks. Who isn't? You're able to see things in the spiritual realm that they're not, and they kind of look at that and go, "Wow, she's got like this soul journey that she's integrating into work." It's divine trust. Because if you have faith like a child, the divine mother, Kali, she'll reveal herself to you. The sophisticated mind cannot cross that threshold of spirit. So you love Ma Kali. What Ma Kali does is she goes, "I'm your divine mother. I'm here to help you. I'm here to give you that divine intuition." And if you have faith like a child, like the Fool, you can jump off cliffs and she'll catch you every single time. So I love that you said that. Now, 10 of Wands, they love how much work you put in, and it is definitely being recognized. It does not come up upside down. So focus on this. Stay away from that relationship. Okay? That's the main thing that I'm saying. If I were your mother, I'd say, go find something else. Focus on this. Okay? So you're carrying, this is all about, they realized that you carried burdens that weren't yours at work. There was a lot of energetic overload and misplaced responsibility. So it's important that you maintain like a leadership position, but at the same time, you are able to allocate the collective burdens at work and create an empire of duty and drive. I believe it was Harry S. Truman that says the buck stops here, you know, and that's all about basically saying, look, I am willing to take on a position where I'm able to allocate responsibilities to different people who have talents in these areas. So that tells me that you're ready for management. Okay, so that's really good. Now, this is what's kind of like standing in your way. This is my shadow card for you, and this could be related to the relationship that they kept showing me, which is like this person's going through a legal battle. They're not in a good place. They're going to bring you down. Don't do it right now. Not right now. Okay, maybe in the future, but not right now. Okay. Now, when it comes to how you view this person, how you view work, how you view a lot of things, it's important that you do a little shadow work, my dear, because I got the Six of Cups reversed. This is all about being stuck in the past, but not remembering the past correctly, meaning you might have done some what I call amnesic misappropriation. This is a trauma response to things that we wanted to go in a certain way, but didn't. They could be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual trauma that we've endured. And so we can rewrite things in our head, and it does not fix how we move forward in the future. So if there's any type of spiritual, physical, emotional, mental amnesia going on with your past, know that you need to develop a little bit of arrested development with your spiritual shadow. Okay. I think it was Michael Jackson. Yeah, it was Michael Jackson. He said, I'm going in search of my childhood. I'll never find it, but I'll keep looking. And he was horribly abused by his father, but he always put him up on a pedestal because he chose to see his father as like, oh, he's the leader of the Jackson 5. He's like my dad. He escaped into an idealized past because the adult world was too painful for him to face. And that led to a lot of emotional stagnation. So this is the actual block that is causing you issues at work, but also in the emotional relationship world. Like you tend to like glue yourself to grief and to people who need help. And even though like you feel like your energy is going in a certain direction that helps you help these people, that is their burden to carry and not yours. And you're actually standing in the way of their growth. Okay, my dear. So, that was a lot. Love you. Sending you lots of peace. Yeah, yeah. And she says, you know how to use Oracle? Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'll do that. Great insights. Yes, right now I'm giving him space. Excellent, girl. You do that. Deep. Yes, that's deep and insightful. Yes, I'll help. Oh my gosh, yes, that was a good message. Okay, I'm so glad. Okay. Whew. They're giving me lots of movies tonight. That's what they do in my head. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to WZY Clips. Are you here? Please check in. Yo, you can't rescue everyone. Case in point, I mean, that was me. I was a nurse and a teacher. I got my nursing degree when I was, and I started working in people's homes when I was 15. And then I used that degree to help me get into college, and I became a high school English teacher and journalism teacher. And then after that, I went into working for tech for like, you know, Google and Microsoft and things like that. I've known nothing but just fierce, insatiable independence because of the environment that I grew up in. And it was, if I choose to see my childhood from this like rose-colored glasses perspective, it would have kept me from all of that. Instead, I turned it into true grit and I stepped into myself and my life. And I feel like you're doing that the same way. And I send you tons of spiritual energy in that department because that's pretty amazing of you. And you're from a journalism background as well, which is being attacked right now. Truth is being attacked. Get out that sword, girl. We need them. I mean, this World Cup is huge. You know why the oligarchs are attacking the World Cup and they're calling forfeit? Because Spain, the only democratically owned football team, won. If you look into the history of Spain and their soccer team, aka football, it's one of the most beautiful stories ever. I think it started, 1902, the original Democratic League. And it's basically owned by the people, for the people, supplied by the people. And all of these other teams are owned by billionaires who are like making bets in Vegas and trading players and doing all this underhanded stuff. But this team is pure heart. And so to see Spain win was very big. Yes, it can be a lot. They say spiritually it's a journey. We learn, we grow, we live. Oh, Jane. Jane's a member. So you are in, my dear. Did you see my quest? I want an energy check. Being in San Diego was extremely taxing. You got it, girlfriend. Okay. Thank you for the hearts, divine goddess. Sorry, I was tapped into someone, Jane. Ooh, that was a lot. You get it, girl. You do this all the time. Jane is another psychic. I hope to have her on when she's ready to, kind of get her energy back. She's been through quite a bit. So lots of prayers and energy sent for our lovely Jane. Jane the Seeker is a lovely channel to follow. Okay. So, Miss Jane, you are next. You are a member. You are next. Okay. And then we have Maria, Alex Mariras, and Marijana, and then Secret Talks. Okay. Miss Jane, energy check. We got a flyer. Okay. Oh, wow. Really? That's kind of what I thought. I've been feeling this for a long time for you, Jane. Okay, this is not something you're going to want to hear, but I love you. Okay, I'm just going to start with that. I got Sagittarius. This is the card of long distance travel, moving to other countries. It's not safe in the United States for a person like you or your family. You do whatever you want to do, follow whoever you want to follow. Then I got the world. She is looking away from where she came from. Why? Because it no longer suits her purposes or where she's from. This trip was to show you who you are not and help you take you, who are the arrow, you are the arrow in this bow, and you get to decide where this arrow lands. You get to decide what arrow is home to you. You get to decide to shoot the scorpion in the heart. And by doing that, you leave the scene. A lot of people go, well, you know, we just need to fight back and vote and do all of these things. As someone who is in the tech community, has a degree in cybersecurity as well, we are no longer in a free nation. The last election was chosen by satellites. It was not chosen by people. We are living in a new world. If you want to live in a democracy, a place where truth prevails and where you feel your arrow feels more grounded and more based, pick that arrowhead out of the soil, dig it up, sharpen it, attach it to your bow, and shoot it in another direction. Because you are being asked to leave the past, the world behind, and move into another world, another country, another way of being. Hopefully we can meet again and I can give you some examples. I have a lot of friends that are in the banking industry that I can connect you with. I can give you some advice that they're giving us, a lot of people in the expat world, etc. You could even take your mother to another country and she will be treated like a goddess, okay? And you could live like millionaires based on if you own property and other things like that. So I'm just letting you know that there is another place and another world for you, because when I get that, the reason I say that, and Jane, you are a tarot reader. I asked the divine, what will happen if Jane decides to move her family abroad to another nation, to another place of living, and use all of the family resources and pool them together toward a communal and beautiful environment? 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, my dear. This goes right in alignment with your husband too, who's all about material prosperity, perfection, security, status, influence, heritage, wealth, lineage. Whole doors are going to open for you. There's something about, there's a movie in Tuscany. It was like something under the Tuscan sun. They're saying, watch Under the Tuscan Sun. God, that movie was like a million years ago. I can't remember what it was about. Do you? Anyways, just think outside your box. And you can build a dynastic structure just by simply moving to another country. Your mother has dementia. It's pretty bad. Jonathan can't go to the grocery store by himself. I get it. You can still move in and around people with dementia. Actually, I know the best airlines to carry dementia patients and people that are ambulatory, have ambulatory issues as well. They treat them so well, and it's going to cost a little extra money, but it's worth it. But know that you are stepping into a time where you're going to create your own empire. They're saying structural artha. That's the word that I'm getting. It's building a generational financial system that's so vast and permanent that it outlives individual rulers. You will get this if you move out of the United States. And I can definitely be a resource and connect you with people and other people that I know to help you move your entire family. That's a lot. That's what they're telling me. That's the movie they've been giving me with you for the last 3 months. Because you are in my prayers every morning, my dear, in our prayers. Okay. Hope that was helpful, honey. Let's see. I feel like your mother's leaving the planet in October. Okay, well, it could be possible if that's what you need to let go. Okay, I'll take a look. When we meet next time, I'll take a look at your chart and give me mom's information and we can just talk about it. But this is something you need to do for your family. And the recent divorce is also going to help with that as well, because it really is freeing you. It's like they're showing me like shackles that are being cut, that are going to allow you to fly and then redirect your arrow to a better place in the world. Okay, my dear? All right. Love you, sweetie. Okay. Maria Scorpio, are you here? Alex Marires, are you here? Mary Yana Ivancevich, are you here? Secret Talks, are you here? Okay. Oh, and then Fun Boy, I'm always giving out mantras. The mantra you can say for good fortune without facing east, is there any? Without facing east. I know. Actually, this is the queen of mantras, because this doesn't matter what direction you're facing. This one's going to just kill. Om Bor Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bor Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bor Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. You can say that one from any direction because it vibrates in all. I hope that was helpful, Fun Boy. Okay. Okay, let's see. Who checked in? Gayatri. If you want to go live like a millionaire, take me with you. Girl, we're already living like a millionaire. Honey, turn off the lights so they can see the skitty-scapes. I mean, seriously, where we live is freaking gorgeous. And our bills are so much lower than they used to be. We spent between $7,000 and $10,000 a month. You can turn off the thing up here in the kitchen. Thank you, baby. We spent so much money in Seattle just for like bare bones existence lifestyle. Oh, you can keep that one on, sweetie. But the lifestyle here in Mexico is so much better. And this is what I love the most about the culture here, is that the men are so chivalrous. Like, I never thought I'd live in a patriarchal environment, because it is a little patriarchal. I'll just be honest. There's a little bit of machismo, but I love it because the men play their role. Here's an example. Jonathan was walking down the street, and he hit a place in the sidewalk where he fell over. And a young man literally ran and caught him and said in English, "Are you okay, sir? Are you going to be all right?" And like held him to make sure he was okay. And it was like, this never happened where we lived in the United States. Another one was, I was on the subway and we just came out of a really crowded car and into like a less crowded one. But I guess the driver was in a rush because they were trying to keep up with the crowds, because this is during the World Cup. And I literally had both hands around the pole, but because there was no place to sit. And I lost my grip and started to fall backward. And a young man caught me and he goes, "Señorita, es bien." Like, it was just, and he had a concern on his face. And I went, oh my gosh, they're chivalrous. You know, every time we have trouble with directions, or like I'll say something in Spanish, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, you do this, this, and this." And if they see a little confusion in my face, they'll literally like walk me there or help me. And I'm thinking, these are like, they're like Jonathan and I, like, these men care. And we came from families in a culture in the United States where men did not act that way. It was just, how would you put it? Predatory. Men in the United States are predatory. Men in Mexico are chivalrous. And so that's been our experience here. It's amazing. Some patients, we just love it. Oh, Alex is here. Yay. I'm creating a mantra oracle, fun boy. Look out for it. I'm not kidding. It's a whole mantra oracle with all the planetary deities and everything else, and I'm planning on incorporating the mantras into my channel. But I have to wait for the right timing. Yeah. So go ahead and email me, but yeah, that's the main thing. And then Jane says, that's awesome. I know. I mean, it's like I haven't seen it. It's like out of a movie in the United States. It's like for men to act this way. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's get to Alex's question because he stuck around. I feel like I've been overthinking lately. I just want to know what I should know right now. Angel messages, you've got it. Okay. And as you guys know, like my husband, he's 76 this year. I'm much younger. And, you know, we'll be on our 11th wedding anniversary. We love each other very much. But, you know, we're a spiritual marriage and we love each other and all of that. But it's hard. You know, it's hard to see the person that you love most in the entire world struggle. And to be part of a community that also cares is a big deal. It really is. And we get that here. We did not get that in the United States, even from our own family members. So it's a really beautiful thing to see. I'm so thankful. So thankful. And the fact is you can be like smashed in with strangers on a subway and not feel like you're in harm's way. I mean, it's really beautiful. Okay, a little tea. Get me a little more tea, sweetie. Okay. So I've been thinking lately, I want to know what I should do right now. Okay. All right. Well, your angels are really encouraging you, Alex, to open up your communications. It's really important that you start to see yourself in the light of someone who is very intuitive, but also communicative. Like if you're asking other people what to do, it's important that you go in and say, you know what, I'm going to tell this person what I think and hope that I can get a good response back from them, because that is what your guides are encouraging you to do. Even though it might be a little scary at first, it's important that you break through that barrier a little bit. Okay. The reason I say that is I get that you're a little guarded. Okay, my dear, I got 9 of Wands. You are prepared. You've had a lot of restrictions and boundaries in your life and you've been hurt. You see a little bandage around his head? That tells me that you've been hurt by people in your past. But this also represents an unbroken resilience that lies within you. I think it was Nelson Mandela who said that the greatest glory is in living is not in never falling, but rising every time we fall. So like this is like when they kick you when you're down and you get right back up again. So even though you feel a little heavy-hearted, there's an undefeated warrior archetype within you that keeps standing guard. And you know, you're wounded and not prepared to fight the final round. So your guards are up, like you're putting your shields in place. You're like, oh God, I'm not quite ready for this. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Let's see what you're saying. Yes, I'm pushing through like the dark means card. Okay, got you. Okay. Oh, and you're from Colombia. Oh, lovely. It's great to have you here. I've been dealing with anxiety. Well, look at his face. Look at his eyes in this card. Does this look like a happy person? He's anxious. He's like, oh, what's going to happen? He's building a fence around himself. It's because of what you've been through, my dear. You're dealing with a lot of stuff from your past, some little traumas. And so I totally understand that. Now, I did pick up on a feminine energy in and around you. This could be a relative. This could also be someone that is very tied to your heart. The reason I say that is because this is someone who is really attached to spirit. Okay, this is someone that can kind of help you break through this barrier that you're dealing with, especially the anxiety. I got the Queen of Cups. Now, you see, she has no crown or a simple crown. That's because she has a lot of inner emotional sovereignty and tons of intuition. She's a psychic matriarch. She can transmute the depths of the ocean in boundless empathy, and she rules the realm of absolute compassion, intuitive listening, and emotional warmth. So this is a very empathetic, like feminine energy in around you. She's intuitive, loyal. She has deep emotional connections with others. She can communicate feelings very easily. She's the sovereign empath. So one of my favorite characters, she's got the same, many of the same configurations of me as my chart, is Princess Diana. And she led from her heart, not the head. She talked to the room and she felt the emotions of the people there so she could bring comfort. And when you work as a nurse, a teacher, a person in the physical environment, like she had, like I had, like other people have, you tend to take on the energy of the room. That would be this person that can help you through this restriction that you're feeling, sweetie. So don't be a victim of your intense feelings. Reach out to someone that can help you create a relationship with them and tap into that inner sovereignty when it comes to your emotional state. Okay, my dear? If you don't do that, if you don't really tap into that beautiful emotional connection, the main energy that I got was Three of Wands, but it came up reversed. Okay? Your expectations may be a bit misaligned. Okay, it can lead to failed projects or goals. You need to take a step back and pay attention to that intuitive energy, because you're going to enter a lot of stalled momentum and false promises otherwise. I think it was Napoleon Bonaparte that said, from the sublime to the ridiculous, there's only one step. I hope I got that right. He was reflecting on his disastrous retreat from Russia. And there was a shadow side of overextending his lines of communication that resulted in a lot of delayed success or total failure in his grand plans. So until you tap into this divine, feminine, intuitive energy, your failures will be just continuing forward. That's the main thing that I'm getting. You have to recognize that expansion, foresight, and vision is a very important part of your movement forward. Yes, I can characterize a lot with the Queen of Cups. I'm in tune with my essence, just feeling isolated, tired. I'm trying my best at one day at a time. Okay, sweetie, I totally get it. Thank you so much for the insight and guidance. You're so welcome, my dear. And I hope that was helpful. Come back. Let me know how you're doing, honey. Okay. All right. Maria. I saw you check in earlier. Good to see you, Judith. Oh, we're only taking tips, Judith. Okay, Maria is here. All right, you got it. All right. My ex said he wants to hook up with my friend Andrea. Is he saying this because he's attracted to her? He's saying to bother me. Get away from your ex. I've said this in previous readings. You are attracted to a man who is not a good person. Okay? I mean, that really is the truth. You are with someone who does not love you for you. They are incredibly selfish. They use people like, how do I use this in a proper term? Tissue. Don't be used and abused, my dear. But let me go ahead and pull some cards, because you need some for your highest good. You worry way too much about what other people think of you. Instead, you need to look in the mirror and see how beautiful you are, how divine you are, and how blessed you are by the goddess. I recommend looking into some type of goddess healing therapy, especially when it comes to your autonomy and how you feel as a woman, when it comes to your passion and your direction in life. Okay? I'll pull some cards for this person. I already know who they are because of previous readings. My ex is saying he wants to hook up with my friend Andrea. Your ex is your ex, walk away. He wants to hook up with my friend Andrea. If Andrea hooks up with him, walk away. Is he saying this because he's attracted to her, or is he trying to bother me? Both. Uranus, Tower moment. Time to re-switch how you view men. Four of Wands, go to a wedding, go to celebrations, get around different people. There are almost between 4 and 5 billion men on the planet, and you are a beautiful young woman. Go get their attention. That will bring clarity to your situation, and you can avoid these coral snakes that are just going to poison you and cause problems in the future. Get away from Philip. He doesn't appreciate you. He doesn't appreciate your beauty. He is a snake. Go to a wedding, have fun, celebrate with friends, do you. Kick this guy to the curb for now. If he comes slithering back, be careful. But I'm serious. If he's your ex for a reason. If he's hooking up with your friends, see that as a indicator of who your friends are. If Andrea goes, get away from me, you creep, that's a good friend. If she goes, oh yeah, I've hated her for decades, let's do this together, get away from Andrea. Okay, this is just simple guidance here. Okay, my dear, you are a beautiful woman. You have so much to offer. What the hell? He's my ex and he sends me messages and tells me he wants Andrea. Okay, this is when you need to block him from all of your contacts and have nothing to do with him again. Yeah, screw him. You're 9 years together. That is also called a nodal return. He's showing you his demon. His demon wants to have sex with other women and cheat on you. Walk away. There are so many men who will appreciate you for you. I guarantee it. Straight men, instead of the, in my opinion, bent ones, because my first husband was gay and like put me up to this impossible standard where he never had sex with me and treated me like shit. I got together with an actual straight man and he looks at me and all of my emotional whatever flaws and he just goes, I love you every single day. That is what you need in your life. Do not accept anything less. You do not deserve that. I'm 33 years old. That's young. And I need to emotionally let go of him. Exactly. If Andrea hooks up with him, Andrea is not your friend. Walk away from Andrea too. Okay, I've been through that, sweetie. Just get away from that crap. I've walked away from entire families because of the crazy stuff going on. It's like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I'm just going to like do good in the world, focus on career and helping people and doing me. And if you guys want to like do all this horrible stuff to each other, I'm just going to leave you guys to do that and walk away because they're either closeted or they got some weird kink or they are not thinking about the other people in the environment. Just get away from people like that. Don't put up with it. Okay, my dear? Okay, right. All right. Well, I hope you take my advice and stop talking about Philip during our readings. You know what? I want to hear you go to a wedding or an event and tell me about some new guy, because that's what I want to give a reading on next time. That's your homework. Go find yourself another man. Make you literally, like, he should erase your mind about this Philip dude and just make you think about everything that you may have a future with. Okay, that's when I get the Four of Wands. That's go to an event, go to a party, find someone new. They will definitely recognize you just based on your profile picture, honey. You've got it going on. So don't sell yourself short. All right. Okay. Oh, Judith, thank you so much for your tip. You are next. I need a miracle. August 1st. Rent and bills now. Please advise what my angels and spirit guides are bringing me now. Well, I got the reversed Queen of Pentacles for you last time, my dear. I remember that. So I'll try to see what's going on. When it comes to miracles, they're usually pushing you in another direction when they do stuff like that. I'm speaking from direct experience, and I've had these miracles happen. Jonathan's seen them. We had a recent one happen. It was a very small thing, but I wanted an air fryer. but it wasn't in the budget because I'm very, very tight when it comes to our budget. It's a little ridiculous because our medical bills with Jonathan's condition, and I had a recent one that like kind of put us through, but it's nothing compared to the United States. But we had these procedures done, and so I'm like, I'm in super saving mode. And we got gifted an air fryer, which just like, okay. But in order to get those gifts, we had to leave everything behind and make radical changes in our lives. And I feel like that might be coming for you. Okay? Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. What are you guys saying? Okay, I finally got something. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. You didn't marry well, or you didn't get in the right relationships. You weren't able to manifest what you needed. That's what caused this in the first place. Let me go to my oracle cards to see if they have any advice for you regarding this. Okay, my dear. Oi, oi, oi. You're being taught huge lessons. Ooh, were you involved in some love scandals, some just people that you should not have been with at a young age? That's kind of what started this whole cascading event, Miss Judith. That was over 40 years ago. Yeah, they're telling me you were young, like young, and they're showing me a photo of you, and you're dancing, and you're so young, and that's what started this cascading effect. That's what started where you met this energy that you're now dealing with. It is intense, my dear, because I got the Four of Wands reversed. You married into instability, lack of belonging, insecurity. I can trust no one, not even myself, was what Joseph Stalin said, and that was he really brought about the shadow of a home base. It was built on shifting sands, and it brought a lot of domestic tension, civil unrest. It's like a mafia family tearing itself from within. It's not a good place to be, because when that happens, it creates a lack of the ability for you to materialize them as a musician. This tells me that you are a bit of a mystic, you're a magician, but your energy, your evaluation, your skill was not put to good use because it was not aligned with the will of your higher self. Your conscious creator rejected the people in and around you because your mind, your spirit is the creator of everything, my dear. And it should be your guide. It should be a way for you to do good. And if you hold on to that dynamic power, it will materialize. However, because your magician was used for others' egoistic ends, it became a slave to its own illusions, and it destroyed itself. So this is the dark side of manipulation. They took your powers, my dear, and they used them for evil, mental faculties for deceit, fraud, egoistic control. That's what led you to this. That's what caused this just moment that you're in right now. I went through that as a kid. I totally understand where you're coming from. No judgment from me, sweetie. So I did pull a card for you, and this is what they're trying to teach you: true love, where true love comes from. This is Radha. Radha is love transcended through form, time, and possession. She doesn't look at people as possessions. She truly loves others. She loves without expectation. She embodies devotion that's liberated rather than bound. She likes pure, heartfelt connections. Her love flows in a way that brings emotional, deep bonding. A reunion and spiritual partnerships can arise from this, because those are the true things that really matter. When they say at the wedding ceremony, it's sickness and in health, they mean that. In poverty and in wealth, they mean that. When your passion aligns with purpose, everything becomes meaningful, whether it's work or money or relationships or health. It restores balance, because if we come from this beautiful heart-centered place of ourselves, it benefits our well-being. So love expressed freely becomes divine. So that's what they're telling you, is you aligned yourself with the wrong people and families. Choose another direction for your heart, for the direction that you're going in. And the main energy that I got in and around was this is me, you as the younger self. This is Hidamba, okay? She's a beautiful young woman. And when she appears, desire is no longer something to apologize for, but at the same time, she shattered the archetype of the self-denying woman, meaning you've given yourself so much to people who didn't appreciate who you were or what you were able to provide. So her shadow is to sacrifice at any cost. And her light is an unapologetic self-knowing. They want you to step into this unapologetic self-knowing. She teaches you that desire suppressed can become distortion, and that desire acknowledged will become your power. So when it comes to your career, when it comes to money, yeah, you will be evicted from your home. Don't burn bridges. Reach out to others. You're around really bad people. Yes, they're going to evict you. This has happened to me too. Okay. What's your way out of it? Can you guys give me something? A little bit. Work with the various organizations in your area. There are actual, I don't know how old you are, Judith. Are you over 65? That puts you in a different category. There's also ARC housing, things like that. You're going to have to look for organizations that will help you out of this mess because you aligned yourself with the wrong people early, and they're trying to teach you a lesson regarding that. You've already reached out to others. That's what they're asking. Yes. The answer is yes. I tried to deliver it a little soft before I gave you the nail, which is this card. Landlords they can be some of the most greedy people on the planet, but there are some that love those government programs and initiatives that can especially when it comes to, okay, they're showing me something. A lot of commercial districts and housing are being turned into facilities that are being supported by housing initiatives. So that's something to look into. You definitely need to reach out because yes, the answer is you will go through a housing crisis. Jonathan and I have both been through one of those. We've both actually been homeless. It's not easy because Jonathan and I we came from millionaire families who were evil and we left. And we started our own lives and did our own things. Got our own educations, our own backgrounds, traveled the world without any of their money. And there's a freedom in that. There really is. It's beautiful. It's so freeing. Anyway, it's actually a good thing when you look back on it. It's going to be a little painful first though, okay? But you're going to find out who your true people are, and you're going to go on this journey in a way that is going to really teach you a lot about yourself as a soul and who's there for you and who's not. And you're going to find that most people aren't. And having lived in other countries and been among other cultures and learned their languages and integrated myself into, various friendships, I can tell you that the United States, in my opinion, is one of the coldest, coolest, unsupported, corporate-based systems I've ever lived in. And if you go to other countries, they don't act like that. They love each other. They hug each other. They take care of each other. There are people on the street here that treat me better than people in the United States did, friends and family. This is going to be a big change for you, sweetie, but you've got this, okay? And you're over 65. You got it. This is what you do. Go into Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever AI you use. Say, I'm over 65. Give them your entire financial profile. Tell them what you're collecting in SSI. Tell them if you've done that already. If you haven't, that's okay, because you're holding out. I understand that some people do that, but tell them your income, tell them your housing situation, tell them everything, and say what programs are available within my municipal, county, and state jurisdiction, and the AI will help you find the programs and the resources to connect you to the right people at the right time. That is the best way to integrate your particular physical lack of help into a broader network. And those situations are available. I mean, I've had to look into them for Jonathan lately, just in case, and through Medicaid, he's totally covered. And Medicaid will be available, even with the big, bright bill, like the thing that Donald Trump just passed and his administration. They're not affecting people over the age of 65. So anyone younger screwed, but everyone over 65 is going to be okay. And I actually asked, I'm AP journalist, I looked into this. I looked through MIT. I tend to take down these huge government documents and then look through them through AI and analyze them. You are not going to be affected when it comes to certain things that are keeping you safe. Other people are. It's not going to be great. So I hope that was helpful, sweetie. Whew. Okay. All right, Mariana and Secret Talks, are you here? Please check in. I didn't see you come in earlier. And then, hi from Alaska, Charlene, welcome. Good to see you. All right. Whew. So I have been on for 2 hours and 11 minutes, but I would like to tell everyone here, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. The main thing is next week, I am going to be on my birthday. I'm going to be here same time, but I'm going to be a little earlier going through the transits for August. Now, these are very important transits to pay attention to because I'm going through the eclipses in August. What to do, what not to do. I'm going to be giving advice up into and including those eclipses because they're big ones, because they're going to open up the financial markets across the world and start redistributing things and doing things like that. Did you get Miss Call's question above secrets? I didn't. Is Miss Tog here? Please check in, Miss Tog. Okay, you are here. Okay, let me try to find you. Thank you, Venus. Am I on the list? I think I was missed. You were. I didn't see you come in, sweetie. Sometimes I'm in the mode, and beautiful people like Venus try to keep me on track. So thank you, Venus. I appreciate you, sweetie. Oh my gosh. Miss Dog. Before Secret Talks. Okay. I'm looking. Oh, can you look at my chart and tell me, will I be a good astrologer? Well, I don't have your birth information. So no, I can't. Okay, I'll tell you what makes you a good astrologer. Are you ready? Studying astrology. Go to KomillaSutton.com. Komilla, it's Komilla. I'll put it in the chat. She's my guru. Read her books. Read what she reads, do what she does. I also teach classes and everything else. I can look at your chart and tell you whether or not you're going to be a good astrologer because she taught me, but she is much older than I am and she has more experience. So if you want to really get into someone who could tell you whether or not you're going to be a good astrologer, and if you want to study astrology, I would recommend her like hands over fist. So this is what you look for when it comes to astrology. You look at Aquarian placements. That's where I have my moon, 10th house. You look at Piscean placements because that tends to kind of create a lot of, actually look at they call it the golden triangle. I have this in my chart. So it's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Look at the golden triangle. That's mystical. I mean, you combine it with Aquarius, which is analytical and, you know, built in science and understanding of mathematics, etc. That is a big indicator of that as well. But you have to look at the Rashi chart, the Navamsha chart, and as well as the D10 on whether you can make a career out of it. So, and that's, you know, 9th and 10th divisions deep, according to the Shadasha Vargas, which she also teaches on. That's what she's currently teaching. I've read the book. She's a genius. So if you want to really become an astrologer, she's your girl. Okay. You want a card on it? Put the effort in and you got it. But this tells me that you're very focused on the material. If you're able to take some of that material wealth and put it towards spiritual wealth, which is giving it up, you'll be successful. Okay? You're in a bit of a gandanta. I call it a spiritual knot. You have to give up the material in order to open yourself to the spiritual, meaning less physical. How do I say this? It's called sadhana. I recommend a book called Sadhana by Swami Vishnu Sivananda. That can bring you into a spiritual practice where you are in touch with your guides and you are at one with the universe. There's a lot of other things. If you really want to focus on where we all come from, the Katha Upanishad by Swami Sivananda is also very good. What Becomes of the Soul After Death. There's so many books. I mean, if you just email me, I can send you a whole bunch of free PDFs. Okay. You're welcome. But you got to give up the spiritual. Sorry, you have to give up the material to enter the spiritual, meaning less food, less sex, less friendship, less family, less stuff in your house, less car. You have to give up everything and just completely and totally rely on divine energy in order to fully step into an intuitive, spiritual, and material existence that's reliant on divine energy. And that's very, very difficult. Okay. And she says, thank you to Venus. We love you, Venus. Thank you so much, my dear. Yes, the last chapter of Komilla G. Sadashivarga is Chef's Kiss, Life-Changing Sentences. It's right there. I did not take the class because, one, I'm taking care of a husband with his own issues right now. He's my Manasa Nakshatra. I know. Right now, he's got 3 planets there, and I'm like, this is the divine really testing us. And at the same time, I'm so thankful because I'm able to look at the Shadasha Vargas and find out why we're going through this energy and what's happening. But I read her book. I created, like, I'm able to read a book and then create lessons out of it. And so it's me, it's the teacher vibe, Marita. So I use it in my practice all the time. And she is amazing. So yeah, she's sending hearts. Komilla.com. She is the best person you can go to, Mystic ALG. Wife 5E for classes. She is my guru. I adore her. And then Fun Boy says, does Ganesh have a mantra you can use anywhere, anytime? Okay, here you go. This is a simple one. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And then this one is a little more advanced, but I also have longer ones. I have shlokas and things I can teach you too. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Niravikam Kuru Medeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om. So those are some that you can take in. Okay, Fun Boy. I hope that was helpful. And then Ms. Marita says, I agree. Yes, we're both students of Komilla G. So you came in at just the right time. I was just plugging her with Mystic ALG. Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Marita, for coming in and protecting and promoting our guru. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness. All right, so I think I've gotten through everyone that is here, and I just want to say thank you to everyone. You have been amazing. Venus, did you send in a question, dear? If you did, let me know. You know, one of these days we'll just meet up on Zoom, and I'll give you some advice because I really appreciate all the work that you're doing for me, my dear. I see you back there, and I appreciate you. So I just want to send all of you tons of love, tons of light, and joy as you move into this next week. Please join me next week because I will be going by sign what we can expect for August. That's going to prepare you for the next 18 months because I'm going into the eclipse energies and I will continue to expound on those energies. It's going to affect the second and eighth houses of the United States, which is our financial system. The last one was journalism and law. You guys felt it, right? That's third and ninth. Journalism, law, neighbors, how we interact with each other. Woo, was that disrupted, especially with ICE and everything else. The next one's going to be our savings and our inheritances, our money, everything else. It's going to be a little dramatic. There are ways that we can fight this. I'm doing it for Jonathan and I. That's why we moved to another country, and we're trying to work through the drama that this is causing. But know that you guys have this if you're able to see the tidal waves coming. You know, when a tidal wave comes, I lived through some really big earthquakes when I was living in Southeast Asia as a young kid. And what I realized was that the tidal, like when there was an earthquake, people would run out to the beach and there would be these long expanses of beach and people would be picking up, crabs and fish and everything else that had not survived the tidal resurgence that was going on due to the earthquake. And the loudspeakers would come on and say, get off the beach, get off the beach. But people were so excited about catching fish that they didn't realize that the tide going back meant that a giant wave was coming, aka a tidal wave, a tsunami, and that would wipe out most of the coast. The animals knew it, and they would run for the hills, and they would use their intuitive abilities to get to a safer place. That's where we're at right now. Do not go down trying to pick up the fish on the beach. Don't try to find those little happy places where you are. See where you are. You're just in an enormous earthquake that was engulfed by a tidal wave. Don't try to be among the people that are going to be engulfed either by the earthquake or by the shore. Be as integratively discerning and intuitive as you can without losing yourself in the process, and give up any form of escapism that you can that stands in the way of your divine journey moving forward, because we're headed into a World War III situation, and it's very important for us all to create anchors, and not anchors in the form of like staying where we are, but just spiritual anchors that will lead us to the right places at the right time. So a lot of us are asking us to pull up our anchor and shift to better lands. And that is what I feel is going to be happening in the United States, especially over the next 8 years. It's not going to be the same country. And it's important that you guys take care of yourselves and that you make the best decisions for you and your family based on your own unique situation. But know that Jonathan and I pray for you and love you every single day, and that you're never alone. You're never alone. Because we pray for you every morning, okay? If you feel like you're living from or coming from a place of fear, that Spirit is always enfolding you and loving you, and that you have so much worth and so much value as a human being, especially on this planet, because this is one of the rarest births that can ever happen, according to the Upanishads and the Puranas. You are such a beautiful soul, and just don't forget that as you move forward this week, okay? So I'm sending you all tons of love, and I just want to thank you all for being here tonight, okay? Om Shanti, Om Love, Om Peace. I'll see you next week for August Astrology. Take care, everyone.